This is lesson number 8 in the series of lessons that accompanies the book How to Play the 3-String Cigar Box Guitar. And today we're going to talk about embellishments, which would be hammer-ons, pull-offs, slides, bends. Why do we use those things? Well, pretty much to create a connected sound, what would be called legato, as opposed to staccato, which is like separated sounds. So if we want the notes in a phrase to kind of flow together, like da-da-da, instead of that would be separate. So this would be a hammer-on. So I hammered on the second string at the second fret. First strike it open, and then hit the open first string. If I were to pull that same note off, I'll fret at the second fret. So going back and forth there. And there's a little bit of a bend. I bent up and back down again. Da, da. And a slide. So you can see how nice these things work together. Let's take a look at each one individually. For a hammer-on, you want to hammer on nice and hard, right up close to the fret. So I hit the open second string and I hammered on right close to the second fret there. And then usually I would follow that with the open first string. So try that a few times. Da da da. So that's a hammer-on. How about a pull-off? I'm starting on that second fret of the second string, and a pull-off is not just lifting your finger off the string. You'll get a sound there, but not really a nice plucky sound, a nice distinct sound. If I just lifted my finger off, you can hear that. But if I pluck it, it's an actual plucked note. So I'm pulling that, I'm plucking it with my finger, left-hand finger. Also, you could push it off. Kind of hooking it with that finger and pushing it forward. Alright, so that's a pull off. So you actually do pull it, you actually do pluck it. And then a bend. So I'm on the third string, second fret again. If I strike that string and just like pull it down some. Now, hear the sound of these notes. Fretting the second fret of the third string. Fret the third fret. That's the note I want to bend to. Normally, bends will be like a quarter bend. So between any two given frets, you've got a semitone or a half step. But our bends usually are not too exaggerated. We want just a slight bend. So here's the difference between this and so that's a quarter bend or slight bend. Slide is just as the name suggests. You can slide without the bottleneck slide as I just did, or with a bottleneck slide, you can pinch all three strings and slide them all at once pretty easily. Now, let's take a look at a lick that incorporates all four of these things. If you go on over to, I know we're going ahead just a little bit here, go on over to page 69 in figure 3.4, That's the tab for the 10-mile stomp. So that's kind of the first half of the 10-mile stomp. It has a steady bass in there, but we haven't talked about that yet. We'll go through that and start developing that solid, steady bass. But for now, let's just look at the lick, the top part, and forget the bass notes. Oh, one thing I just noticed, I didn't play it exactly as written in the tab. I was kind of syncopating the notes a little bit. I was pushing the melody forward some, about an eighth note's worth. We'll talk a little bit about syncopation later. For now, let me see if I can play it as written. So that bend adds a little bluesy sound to it. And of course the steady bass is going to make the thing sound really nice. Hammer on, pull off, slide, bend. We'll start incorporating those into some songs.